This is my beach update video. Now I did some pre-work just so I knew what pieces I need to order because I knew I was going to have to order some pieces to do this. And in that empty spot right there, my brother actually put something together that I think is pretty cool. So I'll show that at the end of the video after I do a time lapse of me actually putting all of this together. So let's get into it. So I started with the boardwalk. It was kind of hard getting the boys inside of those bricks and then lining all of those up. Then I started to add all of the little plants, which was surprisingly difficult sticking on the base plate. I also added some of the sidewalk like trim around it so that it has a trim on it, and the green plate that you see on the left there, that is actually the base plate. So it's actually a boardwalk because it is raised above the solid ground. And I was finishing up all of the bushes. Took me a kind of a long time, but not too bad. You can see I have a flashlight there. I was looking at stuff, just trying to get it all put together because it was kind of difficult to see in the very center of it. I also added those two black benches, which are basically identical to the gray ones that are on the beach, but they're in black instead. Then I start adding some of the plate and then some of the leaves and more of that grass stuff just around the edge. I didn't really know what to put right next to the boardwalk itself, so I decided just to put grass elements. It was such a small space, so I couldn't fit any of the like fluffy bush right there next to it without it looking kind of bad. So that's why I put the grass right next to the boardwalk. And it was surprisingly kind of difficult just working with those little like stem elements that Lego makes. They're kind of flimsy and kind of fragile, so you just have to be careful with it because they're, like I said, they're fragile and they might like bend a little bit on you. You just have to be careful. And you can see I have tweezers on the table there. I was trying to use to stick some of the ones in right next to the boardwalk because it was kind of hard to get there right next to it. Then I start adding the tiles for the sidewalk so that way I could place the benches back and finish everything up. I'm really happy with how the tiles look and everything for the sidewalk, and I just think it came together super nicely. And let's go into the review of it. So this is what the beach looks like as of right now. I did run out of some parts, so I'm gonna have to order some more to make this little fluffy plant over here because I ran out of the parts that I ordered from Lego, so I'm gonna have to order more just to finish that. And then when I do that, I'll probably add details and minifigures to the beach itself. But I did add this big like plant right here. I added a boardwalk, and you can see some of uh, the little boys right here for the boardwalk. I wanted to give it some color because I was using this brown tiles, and I decided to go with just solid brown because if I was going to get anything printed, it would just been like so much more money. Plus I had most of the brown tiles, so that saved me some money. But basically I just extended the little grass, made it around the little bush, and I put this bush here. Then I put some tiles for like a sidewalk and a couple of benches right there. And then this is the gazebo. So this is what I was talking about that my brother built. So he made the gazebo itself. I designed and built the roof because he didn't have the parts, and it just came apart. But yeah, so that's the gazebo. That's all his. He designed that and all, and he put the little hedge around it, and then some of the flowers. It's not like completely finished yet, but for the most part, it is finished. And then the roof is the part I made. So here's the roof. I do not have some of the white wing plates, so I'm gonna have to order those. And I didn't have a white dish element for the top, but I designed the roof. It was not super difficult, but it's like the plated using like the clips and stuff. But yeah, it's not super difficult. But yeah, I used one of these, and I'll probably order one of these. But that just fits on there nicely. And so yeah, that's a gazebo. I think that looks really cool and I like it. I didn't think of putting a gazebo there, but I think it looks really good. My brother also switched this up, so now this is like a little theme park area. Then he had like a park, like almost like it's kind of like a central park, except it's not in the central of the city. But I guess there's some flowers and some benches and then a little sidewalk that goes around the statue, and then some of the pre-molded trees around the edge of it. But yeah, this is like a little park here, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously, we still have to add some tiles and stuff for sidewalks. But yeah, this is the beach update, and the boardwalk is raised above because I left the base plate like all the way down, so it is raised above it. But let me know what you think of the beach and the update and the bush and everything. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and let's go to the next one.